Do you ever lie in bed at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, thinking about that one embarrassing thing you did in 2013? Like, why did I call my teacher mom in front of the whole class? Why is my brain reminding me of this now? Or maybe you texted someone, okay, instead of okay, bae, and now your brain is convinced they've filed you under potential serial killer? Or better yet, you leave a party and spend the entire drive home replaying every single word you said, wondering if people secretly hated you, when in reality they're probably at Taco Bell, not even remembering you exist. Sound familiar? Congratulations, you're human, and also an overthinker. But why do our brains do this? Why are they like that annoying friend who won't stop overanalyzing every detail of a movie? Why do we rehearse conversations we'll never have, like we're auditioning for Petty Comebacks, the Broadway musical? Why do we create 73 versions of the worst possible future in our heads when 99% of them will never happen? And why, for the love of Wi-Fi, is it always at night? Like brain, why are you suddenly running a TED Talk on my biggest failures at 3 a.m.? Here's the thing. Overthinking feels productive, but it's actually just our brain's way of putting us on a hamster wheel. We're running, sweating, exhausted, but going absolutely nowhere. So today, let's break it down. I'll show you why we overthink, what it's doing to us, and most importantly, the simplest psychology-backed method to shut it down. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. And yes, it's easier than trying to meditate with a YouTube monk chanting in the background while your brain is screaming, "Did I pay that bill?" Overthinking doesn't mean you're broken. It means your brain is trying to help, but it's basically like a helicopter parent on steroids. Here's why it happens. 1. The brain hates uncertainty. Imagine you text your crush and they reply, LOL. That's it, just LOL. Your brain, wait, did they actually laugh? Or is that a sarcastic LOL? Did they type lowercase on purpose? Do they secretly despise me? Should I move to another country? Yeah, that's your brain running simulations because it can't stand not knowing. 2. The negativity bias. Remember when your boss said, good job, and then added, but fix this small thing? What did your brain hold on to? Not the compliment. Nope, just that one tiny correction, which then spiraled into, am I terrible at my job? Should I update my resume? Should I start farming goats in Iceland? 3. Problem solving gone wrong. Thinking is good when there's an actual problem to solve. But when it's about the past, like, why did I wave weirdly at the grocery store cashier? Your brain has nothing to fix. So it just chews and chews like a cow with infinite grass. 4. Stress hormones pour gasoline on it. Ever notice overthinking hits hardest right before bed? That's because your brain, hopped up on cortisol, decides now is the perfect time to rehash every decision you've made since middle school. So yeah, it's not you, it's your brain thinking it's being helpful, when really, it's acting like a drama queen. Now let's talk about what overthinking actually costs us. Spoiler, it's a lot. It steals your sleep. You go to bed at 10 p.m., then suddenly it's 2:37 a.m. and you're still awake thinking, did I lock the door? What if someone breaks in? Should I get up and check? No, that's silly. Wait, what was that sound? Next thing you know, you've watched an entire mental horror movie starring your front door. It paralyzes you. Ever spent 3 hours deciding what to eat for dinner because your brain turned pizza or pasta into a life-altering decision? Yep, that's analysis paralysis. It fuels anxiety and depression. Overthinking is like giving a megaphone to your insecurities. Suddenly, a small issue becomes a full-on Greek tragedy. It ruins relationships. Your friend doesn't text back for 2 hours and your brain convinces you they secretly hate you. Meanwhile, they're just napping. It wastes time. Imagine if you could count all the hours you've lost, replaying old conversations like Netflix reruns. You could probably have learned French by now, or mastered salsa dancing, or at minimum, organize that closet you keep ignoring. Overthinking feels safe, like you're preparing for every outcome. But in reality, you're just exhausting yourself while solving absolutely nothing. Here's the good news. You don't need to empty your mind like a monk or chant affirmations into the void. You just need a quick reset. Enter the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding technique. It's like Control plus Alt plus Delete for your brain. Here's how it goes. 1. Notice you're spiraling. Literally say to yourself, okay brain, you're doing that thing again. 2. 5 things you see. A pen, a notebook, my dog, the weird stain on the carpet. Oh look, another unpaid bill. 3. 4 things you feel. The chair under me, the floor under my feet, my watch, my phone in my hand. 4. 3 things you hear. Birds outside, the hum of the fridge, my neighbor's kid practicing drums again. At 9 p.m., of course. 5. 2 things you smell. Coffee, my laundry detergent. Or let's be real, nothing. Okay, fine, my own deodorant. 6. 1 thing you taste. Water, gum, or the lingering regret of that gas station burrito. Finally, take 1 deep breath. Boom, you've yanked yourself out of the spiral and dropped back into reality. This little trick works because it interrupts the loop. Instead of letting your brain spiral about whether Karen at work hates you, you're too busy noticing the color of your curtains. It uses your senses. Thoughts live in your head. The present lives in your senses. Overthinking can't survive when you're busy counting smells. It calms your nervous system. Overthinking, your brain gets the memo, oh, we're not in danger. We're just sitting here smelling laundry detergent. Let's make this practical. At night before bed, you're spiraling about tomorrow's meeting. Instead of rehearsing your presentation for the 57th time, ground yourself by noticing the blanket on your legs, the pillow under your head, the sound of your fan. Next thing you know, you're asleep. At work, your boss emails, "Can we talk?" And your brain immediately jumps to, "I'm fired, I'll never get another job, I'll be broke, I'll live under a bridge." Instead of spiraling, ground yourself. By the time you finish, your brain will realize, oh, maybe they just want to talk about printer paper. Social situations. You tell a joke, nobody laughs. On the drive home, your brain's like, you're the least funny person alive. Pause, ground yourself. By the time you finish, you'll remember they probably just didn't hear you because music was blasting. Conflict, someone gives you a weird tone, and you instantly replay the conversation 600 times, imagining comebacks you'll never use. Instead, ground yourself. You'll save yourself hours of imaginary courtroom battles. Schedule worry time. Tell your brain, fine, 6 p.m. is your official overthinking hour. Weirdly, it helps. Move your body. Overthinking thrives when you're still. Go for a walk, shake your booty in the kitchen, anything. Challenge your thoughts. Ask, is this thought useful? Or is it just my brain writing bad fan fiction? Write it down. Sometimes dumping the thoughts on paper makes them less scary. When you stop overthinking, you sleep better. No more staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., reliving middle school. Decisions become easier. Pizza or pasta? Boom, pasta. Your relationships improve. You realize your friend didn't hate you, they just forgot to charge their phone. Your energy skyrockets, because spiraling is basically cardio for your brain. You finally get to live in the present instead of starring in mental reruns of the Awkward Moments show. So here's the takeaway. You are not your thoughts. You are the boss of your brain, not the other way around. The next time your mind tries to drag you into a spiral, don't fight it. Just smile, take a breath and go, all right, brain, let's play the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 game. 5 things you see, 4 things you feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, 1 thing you taste. And just like that, you're back, calm, present, in control. Because life is too short to spend it overthinking texts, replaying awkward waves at the grocery store, or auditioning for imaginary arguments you'll never have. Step off the hamster wheel, take back your peace, and remember, you don't need to think harder, you just need to live here. If this video just rescued you from another midnight, did I lock the door or will a raccoon steal my TV thought spiral? Do me a favor, hit like so YouTube knows we're curing overthinking one brain at a time. Subscribe and turn on that little notification bell so you don't miss the next mental life hack. Because let's be honest, your brain's not sending you a calendar invite. And hey, comment the funniest thing you've ever overthought, misread texts, awkward waves, all of it. Let's laugh at our brains together.